You have stared at your reflection every single day of your life, and you have never once seen yourself the way other people see you. Mirrors are lying to you in a way you have never noticed. Think about it. You lift your right hand, and your reflection raises its left. But your reflection never flips upside down. So why does a mirror appear to swap left and right, but leave up and down completely untouched? That question sounds simple, but the real answer has stumped philosophers since ancient Greece, and there is one piece of geometry buried inside it that almost nobody ever arrives at on their own. Mirrors don't actually flip, left or right, at all. What is really happening involves the precise architecture of your brain, and it will permanently change how you see every reflection for the rest of your life. By the end of this video, you will have the complete answer. I promise. Here is a thought experiment. Stand in front of a mirror and raise your right hand. Your reflection raises its left. Wave with your left, your reflection waves with its right. Everything side to side is reversed. But now tilt your head to the left. Your reflection tilts its head left too in the exact same direction. Look up. Your reflection looks up. Crouch down. Your reflection crouches down. Nothing flips vertically. The mirror swaps left and right, but never touches up or down. The mirror seems to be playing favorites. It reverses left and right with perfect consistency, but refuses to touch up and down under any circumstances. This exact paradox was written about by Plato in ancient Greece. Richard Feynman, Nobel Prize winner and one of the greatest physicists of the 20th century, called it one of his favorite puzzles precisely because the answer is so spectacularly counterintuitive. Most people assume there must be some optical law at work, something about the way light bounces, flipping the image sideways. But that explanation falls apart the moment you actually think it through. Why only sideways? The real answer goes somewhere far more interesting. And it starts with a question about what the mirror is actually doing when you stand in front of it. Here is where most people's thinking goes wrong immediately. They assume the mirror must be reversing left and right because of some physical property of light, bouncing sideways, flipping the image laterally. But here is the thing. Light does not know what left and right are. Light has no concept of human direction whatsoever. Light travels in straight lines. It leaves your face, hits the mirror, and bounces straight back into your eyes. There is no sideways deflection, no lateral flip happening. The photons are completely indifferent to your notion of left and right, so if the mirror is not doing anything physically asymmetric, why does it look like it is? The answer lies in perspective. When you face a mirror, you are looking at an image that has been conceptually rotated 180 degrees around a vertical axis, like a door swinging open to face you. When an object is rotated that way, left and right appear to switch. But up and down do not switch, because the axis of that rotation is vertical. This rotation is not happening physically. It is happening in your interpretation. The reversal you see exists only in your interpretation of the image. Perspective, but there is a more precise, more satisfying way to describe what is actually happening. And once you hear it, everything about mirrors will finally make sense. Here is the truth that changes everything. And this is the insight most people never reach on their own. Mirrors do not flip left and right at all. Mirrors flip front to back. That is the complete, geometrically exact answer. When you stand in front of a mirror, your nose, which was pointing forward toward the mirror, now points backward in your reflection away from you. Your chest, which faced forward, now faces backward. The front of your body has become the back of your reflection. One axis, and only one, has been inverted. Depth. Only depth axis inverted. Think of your body inside a 3D coordinate system. X is left right, Y is up down, Z is front back. The mirror flips only Z. It leaves X completely untouched. It leaves Y completely untouched. So the reversal of left and right you experience, that is your brain mentally walking around to face the same direction as your reflection. A rotation your brain performs automatically, and that rotation is what makes left appear to swap with right. The mirror is innocent. Most physicists admit this geometric realization took them years to fully internalize. If this is clicking for you right now, you are already ahead of most. Hit like and subscribe, because the next facts are even crazier. Seriously, the brain science coming up will blow your mind wide open. Stop and think about this for a second. The same mirror can appear to flip entirely different things depending on how you mentally approach using it. Here is the proof. Imagine holding a piece of paper with the word hello written on it, holding it face forward toward the mirror. The reflection shows Ale, reversed left to right, as expected. Now imagine that same paper is made of transparent glass, and you physically walk around to the other side of it. What do you see? Also Ale. Exactly the same result. The mirror did precisely what walking around the glass did. One feels like a flip, one feels like a rotation, but they produce identical outcomes. The philosopher Jonathan Bennett formalized this in 1970, and psychologist Richard Gregory later explored it extensively. Their shared conclusion: left and right are not absolute directions in space. They are relative to a facing direction. Left and right are relative directions tied entirely to facing. Up and down, however, are absolute. They are anchored to gravity, to the planet, to the cosmos. They do not change when you rotate. The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to comprehend. Your mind prepares the comprehension. The mirror is just bouncing photons. And what happens when you add a compass to this experiment makes the proof undeniable. Now, what I am about to tell you sounds impossible, but run this experiment in your mind. Face north and stand in front of a mirror. You are facing north. Your reflection is also facing north, from its perspective, pointing in the exact same absolute compass direction. Your east is on your right. In the reflection, east is also on the right side of the image, physically in the room. North, south, east, west. No compass direction has physically moved. The room's geometry is perfectly preserved in the reflection. What has changed is this. Your front, which was pointing north, now points south in the reflection because the depth axis was inverted. But your body's left hand is still on the west side of the room. Your reflection's left hand is also on the west side of the room in physical space. The mirror did not move anything left or right. What changed is that you are looking at an entity whose front faces toward you. And when something faces toward you, your brain automatically converts its left into your right. The mirror is completely innocent of every reversal you blame on it. Your brain is the perpetrator. It performs this swap every single time it sees a face looking back at it, whether that face belongs to a friend, a stranger, or your own reflection. And the physics explanation for why this happens is even more stunning than the neuroscience. What comes next? That is where it gets truly insane. Forget the brain for a moment, because the pure physics side of this is equally stunning. When light leaves your face and hits a flat mirror, every single photon bounces back at exactly the same angle it arrived, perpendicular to the mirror surface. There is no mechanism in this process that preferentially reverses horizontal information over vertical information. The mirror treats every single direction with perfect mathematical equality. The reflection is geometrically symmetric. The mirror does not distinguish up from down, left from right. The entire reversal experience is a consequence of your body's geometry and your definition of left and right. Photons carry absolutely no information about left or right. Richard Feynman, in his famous Caltech lectures, pointed out that this is one of those rare problems where the hard part is not the physics. It is the philosophy. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. Feynman argued that the mirror problem reveals more about human perception than about optics. Photons do not know what left is. They carry no flag marking which side they came from. The asymmetry is entirely imposed by the brain standing in front of the mirror. And this becomes most visible when you add written language into the equation, because what happens to words in a mirror is one of the most elegant demonstrations of everything we have covered. Get ready, because this next one might be the most practically mind-bending of all. Let me pause here because this next part changes how you will see text reversal forever. When you hold a sign up to a mirror, the words appear to reverse left to right. You already understand why. The depth axis was flipped, and the horizontal orientation of the letters created a left-right appearance swap. But here is the part that is genuinely brilliant. Your orientation caused the reversal. Imagine holding a sign above your head with the letters written top to bottom instead of left to right. running along the vertical axis instead of the horizontal one. Then hold it up to the mirror. Now the text reverses top to bottom, not left to right. The mirror still flipped, only front to back. But because the letters were oriented vertically, that is the axis that appears reversed. The mirror will always flip depth. Whether you experience that as a left-right reversal or a top-bottom reversal depends entirely on how you align the object relative to the depth axis. Depth. Leonardo da Vinci understood this intuitively. He wrote his entire personal journal in mirror script, right to left, so that only a mirror could make it readable. Whether this was a deliberate cipher or simply a consequence of his left-handedness is something historians still debate, but the physics is now crystal clear, and it builds directly to the final answer to the exact question you came here with. What comes next delivers the payoff I promised at the very start. Now we arrive at the precise answer to the title question. Why does a mirror flip left and right, but not up and down? Let me state it with complete clarity. 1. Mirrors flip only the depth axis, front-back. 2. Left-right axis stays physically unchanged. 3. Up-down axis stays physically unchanged. The mirror treats all three dimensions with total neutrality. It inverts only depth. The reason left and right appear to flip is because they are relative to a facing direction, and a depth inversion creates what your brain reads as a facing reversal. Relative versus absolute directions. Up and down, however, are absolute. They are anchored to gravity, to the ground beneath your feet, to the sky above your head. Up is up whether you are facing north, south, east, or west. Whether you are looking at yourself or at someone facing you, up remains up. But left and right, they flip every single time a person turns around to face you. Every handshake, every conversation, every time someone approaches. Your brain converts their left into your right without a single conscious thought. Up and down never require that conversion. Up and down are anchored to the universe. Left and right are anchored only to you. That is why the mirror appears to swap only one pair and not the other. But here is what nobody tells you. And this is the piece I promised you at the very beginning of this video. What your brain is doing when it looks at your reflection goes so much deeper than any physics explanation. Keep watching. This next part kept me up at night. Here is the part that made me question everything. Your brain has a structural feature built into its very architecture that crosses left and right before you even consciously register what you are seeing. The left hemisphere of your brain processes information from the right side of your visual field. The right hemisphere processes the left side. Your brain is already crossing left and right before you see anything at all. This contralateral wiring is one of the most ancient features of vertebrate neurology, hundreds of millions of years old. And here is the haunting part. This crossing applies equally to mirrors, to real people, to photographs, to everything. The mirror does not introduce any new neural crossing. Your brain was already doing it for every face you have ever seen in your entire life. There is a concept in neuroscience called the body schema. Your brain's internal model of your own body moving through space. That model is defined relative to your facing direction. It was built from years of navigating the world, of reaching for objects, of reading social faces. The brain is wider than the sky, and when your brain sees any face looking back at it, even your own face, it reflexively applies the social face model. It maps their left to your right. Your brain performs the left-right swap for every face it has ever seen. It cannot turn this off. You cannot unsee it. Send this to someone whose understanding of reality this will completely shatter. Because the final piece ties every layer of this together into one answer. Comment physics or brain. Which side of this explanation surprised you more? And here, finally, is the answer I promised you from the very first seconds of this video. The open loop closes now. Front back, that is what mirrors flip. Not left, not right, not up, not down. Front to back, and only front to back. Every moment of confusion you have ever had standing in front of a mirror was your brain, your beautifully, maddeningly social brain, imposing its people-reading model onto a simple geometric reflection. Up and down do not flip because gravity is absolute. They do not depend on which direction you are facing. Left and right appear to flip because they are relative, because they change every time a real person turns to face you. And when your reflection turns to face you, your brain treats it like a social entity and applies the swap automatically. The mirror shows you the truth. Your brain is what creates the illusion. Consider what this means about self-perception. You have never seen your own face the way other people see it. Every photograph ever taken of you captures your face as others see it, and it looks subtly wrong to you because you are used to the mirrored version, the depth-flipped version, the one you have stared at your entire life. You have spent your whole life looking at a flipped version of your own face, and that version felt like the real you. We see the world not as it is, but as we are. The mirror did not lie to you. Your brain constructed a model, and that model felt like reality because that is what brains are built to do. They build models, they impose meaning, and sometimes all it takes is one precise question to make those models visible. If you made it this far, prove it. Comment depth flipped below. You are one of the few who actually understands what a mirror does now. The truth is stranger than anything you could make up. Every mirror you have ever looked into was showing you the same precise geometric truth, and your brain was quietly rewriting it into a story about left and right. Mirrors flip front to back, one axis, one inversion. Your brain does the rest. Up and down stay fixed because gravity anchors them to the universe itself. Left and right appear to swap because they are anchored only to you, to which direction your face happens to be pointing. You are the reversal. What you discovered today is not just a physics lesson. It is a demonstration that your brain constructs reality actively, not passively. You do not receive the world as it is. You build it, moment by moment, face by face, reflection by reflection. And if your brain can manufacture a left-right swap that does not physically exist, just imagine what else it is quietly building around you that you have not yet thought to question. Perception is not a window into reality. It is reality itself. Comment depth flipped if this changed how you will look at your reflection from today. The truth is stranger than anything you could make up.